we made it. It's Friday. That was your local weather on the 8s. Your amazing starts right here with AMHQ. Glad you're with us. Let's get going. Record rains is where we'll start this morning from Texas to Oklahoma. Not just past, but it's going to continue. Live look at Oklahoma City this morning, getting one of the wettest Mays in history. Memorial Day could be a washout from the Gulf all the way to the Great Plains, but Jim will have your forecast. Holiday heat up. Get ready, Mid-Atlantic. Hey, I'm even talking Northeast in some cases. A live look at Ocean City, Maryland. And we're going to be, isn't it gorgeous? Stunning blue sky. Hitting low 70s today, Jim, and mostly sunny skies. Monday, though, it's going to get close to 80. Now let's go west. This is not such good news. Santa Barbara in a slick. Look into the operator of the ruptured pipeline that leaked 105,000 gallons of thick, viscous crude oil right on the coast, and it's on the sand, on the rocks, on the birds, on the wildlife. California's governor calling it an emergency. But first, Jim, let's talk about those storms because we will deal with this.
And wasn't that one of the top beaches from Dr. Beach?
It's one of the most beautiful shore areas in the world, or was.
All right, that's a bad situation.
Number 10 on his list.
Number 10. All right, so yeah, I thought we were talking about that this morning already. Guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat this at all. We have definitely some flash flood potential big time across parts of Oklahoma into North Texas, even South Texas, eventually toward the latter part of the weekend. We will have multiple rounds of storms in through here in areas that have had an incredible amount of rain. And one of the interesting things, too, we saw the new drought monitor come out on Thursday, right? The data for that ends on Tuesday morning. So wait till you see how much rain this area has had since then. That goes into next week's drought monitor. So we've already had improvements. Unfortunately, Sam, like we've been saying, now it's time to start turning the dials down a little bit on the hose.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know that we're going to be in control of that.
We're not doing that till Tuesday.
Exactly, because it's going to continue. And that's why Mike Seidel is there right now. Memorial Day holiday weekend shaping up to be wet and stormy, as you just heard, in the southern plains. So that's why Mike Seidel will be there. Will those rivers in Corpus Christi be above flood stage in the next few days? We also should point out that Houston, right around the Galleria, had a big storm yesterday. But you're looking at the Corpus flooding right now. City picked up 4.22 inches of rain in just 1 hour yesterday, swamping roads, stalling cars again. It just take about 1 day each week, and this has happened in Corpus Christi for the last few weeks. And then Houston, wow, did you have your storms? And I think you'll get back into the rain as well. So let's keep an eye on Dallas all the way to Houston, Denton, and points north. We probably have to look all the way into Colorado, Mike Seidel, because this moisture isn't going away and it's actually spreading.
It is. In fact, more rain has now moved into the Wichita Falls area. Let's go right to the radar. And there's an urban and small stream flood warning now until 1:30 this afternoon for counties along the Red River, including Wichita Falls, Texas. We're expecting about another inch of rain. So far, I checked the METAR observation. They picked up about 1/4 of an inch. So it's not raining particularly hard, but they've already had too much water. Let me take you back. In split screen mode, we'll show you drought and deluge. And this time last year, a horrible drought, a 4-year drought. They were literally trucking in water. The ground was cracked. Lake Arrowhead was down below 20%. I mean, many lakes dried up. Lake Travis, many of the lakes in Texas were bone dry. They saw objects they hadn't seen in years. Now, the past couple of weeks, we've just dumped the fire hose of moisture coming in from the southwest. And now we've had our 3rd wettest month on record in Wichita Falls, Texas. Evacuations took place yesterday. If there is one glimmer of hope, the official forecast crest on the Wichita River has been lowered about a foot. That'll put it in moderate flood stage later on today. Expected to crest later on tonight, early Saturday morning. But this is all a function of how much rain we get over the next several days. And you can see the forecast there, Sam. Rain, thunderstorms, a flash flood watch in Wichita Falls until Monday morning, when temperatures will stay nice and cool. Jim Cantore has more on this pattern. Jim, you talked about the drought monitor and the additional info going in after Tuesday. Right. Now we've got more rain coming in this weekend, and no doubt they'll be using the whiteout on that Texas area, Oklahoma, Texas area again next Thursday morning.
I think we're going to keep going down and wiping. I think we'll wipe it out. I really do, because remember, even when the rain pattern ends, Mike, we still have runoff into these reservoirs. And like you were mentioning about Lake Arrowhead, we were 19% a month ago today, and now we're at 77. To capacity. That's incredible. All right, guys, let's talk about this. Believe it or not, you think back, it's been, wow, it's just been a really wet year. Actually, it hasn't. It hasn't been. So I want you to focus on this area right here in Texas and Oklahoma, and look at what happened as we go on in time. It actually got worse. The drought got worse for western Oklahoma, and then boom, boom, the bottom dropped out in May, and obviously we've seen these improvements. Now, this is the drought monitor as of May 21st, yesterday, across the plains, the southern plain states. But, like I told you, the rainfall that goes into that drought monitor ended on Tuesday morning. So look at what's fallen in that area since Tuesday morning. This goes into next week's drought monitor, and that's why Mike was saying we're going to take the white out here and start erasing some of these droughts. The drought is over. All right, no question about it in these areas, and it will continue to, unfortunately, be one of these things where we really do go from drought to deluge. Rivers like the Red River, they're really worried about this in Shreveport. The Nueces River, look at all those gauges in purple there. Those are all the ones that are in major flood stage. There's the Trinity River right in through there. So we have the potential, obviously, to once again produce prolific amounts of rain in this area. This is the pattern that sets up. You have the main jet stream, the long wave trough that's situated across the west, and within that long wave trough, there are several short waves. Those waves come out, initiate convection, they move on, another short wave comes out, and another one comes out through the flow because of the way that the pattern is with the west to east flow here. So we're just going to continue to fire things off. The moisture doesn't stop. It keeps coming in with a trough in the west because remember, air always flows in toward low pressure. So here we go. We got this wide area of rain, still eastern parts of Colorado, into eastern parts of Wyoming as well, down through Wichita. I-35 has been wet this morning. Not tremendously heavy rain, but Oak City now getting into that. We saw that from Sam's shot at the top of the hour. Lawton down toward Wichita Falls, as Mike was saying, with the rainfall pushing through. But there's another round off toward the west, toward the Childress area. And again, another pocket of heavy rain in and around Wichita. So guys, as Mike said, the gauge down now to moderate stage, but don't be surprised, especially if we get dumped later on tonight or even tomorrow, that this gauge goes back up again and we see potentially a new crest. It is not going to be impossible here to get back into major flood stage. All right, let's talk about the good news heading into this weekend. And to do that, no better than my girl up in New York, Stephanie Abrams, Miss Sunshine.
Cantori, let's talk about what's happening here in the Southeast. And Camman and I, we should actually do the Appalachian Trail one day. It goes from Georgia to Maine, 2,180 miles. Thousands of hikers do it. Of course, you can maybe fly into Atlanta and then just go north of Atlanta and start there. 1 in 4 make it all the way along the trail. 15,524 people on record have done it. Women make up 25% of the total who complete it. So dry air if you are starting that trail here into northern Georgia, going all the way up into Maine. Lots of sunshine here and comfortable temperatures, mostly sunny skies for your Memorial Day. It's going to be warming up and a few clouds coming in on Monday. We have a driving forecast coming up.
This program brought to you by Flonase Allergy Relief. You are greater than your allergies. Submit your photos to #AllergyStorm.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. Flonase is the 24-hour relief that outperforms a leading allergy pill. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control 1 substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So go ahead, inhale life, excite your senses, seize the day and the night. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
1 can of Bush's beans. Home style sounds good, but country style not without its charms. Brown sugar hickory? Who says no to hickory? New sweet heat? Sure. There are no rules here.
Bush's beans. What's your favorite flavor?
I think the tree we carved our names in is still here.
That's probably dead.
How much fun is this?
What?
What a beautiful sunset.
If you like sunsets.
Whether you're sweet or salty, you'll love Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
Ready? Ready. Steady. Go!
It's more than a movie. It's now a ride. Let's go! Fast and Furious, supercharged. Ride it at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under fair skies. Today, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 89. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
In the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Bridgestone is changing the game in tire performance.
So Will Arnett can get to the store when he's out of diapers.
Well, to be clear, they're not for me. They're for my son. So we should probably go.
We switched Will's tires to Bridgestone's revolutionary Drive Guard tires.
Oh, those look sharp.
It's okay. Our Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and drive up to 50 miles on a flat, so no side of the road.
Well, that's good because the side of the road is dangerous, especially since we're going commando.
Weird?
What commando mean?
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-866-686-7952 now.
10 minutes past the top of the hour. Good morning to you on this Friday and welcome back to AMHQ. Some incredible video on your screen coming into our newsroom. If you're going to be walking the trails this weekend, you're going to want to stick around to see how this pans out. A Swedish man walking his dog in the woods. He sees a grizzly, and right there where we froze it is when the grizzly charges him.
All right, so that's a grizzly bear rushing right, let's just say this, rushing right at a guy with a camera. And we're talking about a bear that can grow to 800 pounds, 7 feet tall, runs at about 35 miles an hour. But the attack did not go through. So we're going to show you what happened there.
What did he do?
Our good friend Jack Hanna is going to be on to talk about it. And the reason we're doing this is a lot of people are going to be out now. This is a holiday weekend. A lot of people hitting the campgrounds, hitting those wild areas. So we want you to know, want you to be thinking about these things before we all get out there. And then this morning, we've got a big story we want to talk about along the Santa Barbara, California coastline. Cleanup crews. Well, let's just put it this way. Hazmat suits have replaced swimwear along this part of the California coast. This is about 9 miles that they've been measuring it so far this morning.
And they're trying to get these beaches back to normal. As Sam just mentioned, 9 miles of coastline are just soaked in this thick oil 3 days after a pipe burst, leaking tens of thousands of gallons of crude oil into the Pacific. The Weather Channel's Dave Malkoff is looking into the story.
Cleaning crude oil off the Santa Barbara, California coastline is hard labor. It's emotional, too.
Everything's either dead, gone, and a mess. It's just miles and miles of oil.
This is normally a pristine beach. That was before an onshore pipeline owned by Plains All American burst. A federal report says in the last 9 years, the Texas-based company spilled more than 16,000 gross barrels of hazardous liquids in 175 incidents, causing nearly $24 million in property damage.
We're committed to the thorough cleanup of this accident.
Linda Kropp at the Environmental Defense Center says it's far too soon to tell how bad this is here in a biologically diverse area where whales migrate through every year.
You know, I know everybody says there's no good place for an oil spill, but this is one of the worst places to have an oil spill.
As bad as the situation there is, and that is a bad situation, oil spill experts I've been talking to tell me there are 2 spots on the earth where you definitely don't want to have an oil spill because of the way they mix with weather. The first one is right here between the north end of Scotland and the Shetland Islands. The weather patterns you have right here make it very crazy to clean up an oil spill. The second one is all the way down at the bottom of Africa. This is South Africa. This is Cape Town. This bay right here, if you have an oil spill there, it's bad news because of the currents.
This is a lesson we should have learned in 1969.
You see, back in 69, a much more disastrous oil spill devastated the coastline. That one was actually offshore and spilled 4.2 million gallons of oil into the Pacific, reaching some 300 miles of beach. This spill, by comparison, stretches just 9 miles. If there's any good news here, cleanup will be easier in California. It's not hurricane prone, it didn't happen underwater, and relatively speaking, weather is fairly forgiving here on the California coast. Dave Malkoff, the Weather Channel.
And even in that forgiving weather, the Coast Guard is reporting that the cleanup is a difficult cleanup. And I just want to point out that according to the U.S. Department of Transportation, we have 2.6 million miles of underground pipelines. Who's watching them? All right, let's talk to Steph. Steph?
We want to take you to the West Coast now. And speaking of pipes, you can be doing a little skiing at A Basin still, doing a little, there's something that has to do with, like, you can like jump through pipes and all that sort of, I don't know, I can just get down the mountain. That's all I want to do. Los Angeles, we are going to see that sunshine for Memorial Day weekend, but at places like A Basin, you can go like skiing in your bikini. They stay open May, June even. San Francisco, you can be in your bikini because we will see that sunshine in the 60s, and in Seattle, maybe cover up a little bit more with the clouds.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you get 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get no interest and paid in full within 12 months on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
Walmart's low prices every day, it's not just about having more savings. It's about having more fun. Great get-togethers start with low prices you can trust every day.
Joseph A. Bank presents the Memorial Day Sale. All sport coats, sportswear, and pants in the store. Purchase 1 item and receive any 2 items free. Sale ends Monday. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
Success starts with the right connections. Introducing Miracle-Gro Liquid Feed Universal Feeder. Turn any hose connection into a clever feeding system for a well-fed garden. Miracle-Gro. Life starts here.
They may claim good performance, but typically cordless vacuums deliver weak suction. The issue originates here. To make their vacuum smaller, most others make their motor smaller and less powerful. But at Dyson, we've invented the small but powerful V6 digital motor, spinning at up to 110,000 RPM, giving our latest cordless vacuums twice the suction of all others.
Put your hand over your heart. Is it beating? Good. Then my Nutrition Heart Health Mix is for you. It's a wholesome blend of peanuts, pecans, and other delicious nuts, specially mixed for people with hearts. I said people with hearts, because heart health is important. That's why I've researched, optimized, and packaged this mix just for you. Not you. So if you have a heart, start optimizing your nutrition with my Nutrition. Planters, nutrition starts with nuts.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line, sailing from the Port of Palm Beach, has exciting cruise rates for Florida residents and visitors on multiple cruise dates with prices of just $149 for all interior cabins and just $169 for all ocean view cabins. You'll sail on Florida's newest, most flexible, and best Bahamas cruise. Your 2-night cruise will include delicious dining, some of the best live shows at sea, lots of fun, lots of pampering, and an exciting day in the Bahamas. If you're looking for a longer vacation, add 2 or 4 nights at the all-inclusive, beautiful Grand Lucayan Resort to your cruise. Enjoy spectacular white sand beaches, family fun, fine dining, golf, and so much more. Call 800-814-7100 to book your Bahamas Paradise Cruise from just $149. Ask about all of our May concerts and events. Call 800-814-7100. That's 800-814-7100.
It was right on top of us, and then it hit. And we took it to the edge, didn't give up.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under fair skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes after the hour, Sam and Jim with you this morning. We say hello, America, and good morning to you, Old Faithful, in Yellowstone National Park. Heavy rain and snow causing a rock and mudslide on the brink of the Lower Falls Trail. Now, the park has been closed, and they closed down that trail. The park wasn't closed, but that trail was, until crews could get down and cleared it. But I want to show you this video, Jim, this morning, and I want to just kind of talk a little bit about what you might do. If you encountered this situation. There was a man who was just showing nerves of steel. So he's out on a walk, and his wife is recording because they're walking their dog, and they're working with their dog. And this is in Sweden, by the way. Brown bears usually avoid people, but this one comes out and decides to charge.
And this is amazing.
Right. So what he does right there is shout at the bear.
Right. There's no more playing dead like in the cartoons.
Right.
This is probably. I mean, I'm thinking Jack's going to say this is probably what you want to do. It's not a guarantee. Okay.
I don't know.
But I think that you have to appear as a larger predator.
It's a very good question. So was this guy doing the right thing, or did he put himself and his family, his wife was with him, at a horrible risk? The man I know to go to, and I love this man, Jack Hanna.
We all
Director
love this
Emeritus of the Columbus Zoo, host of Jack Hanna's Into the Wild. And if you're not watching that show on Saturday morning, you should be. Hey, Jack, good morning. Always nice to see you, my friend.
I sure missed you. And where you talking about Yellowstone? I hike there all the time.
Yeah, of course you do. I mean, I can never find you inside.
You've probably seen some bears there, haven't you, Jack?
Yeah, you know, what happened to us 3 years ago, I did not put it on national news, but Sue and I were hiking with 3 other people, thank goodness, came around a corner, and there was a huge grizzly with two-year-olds.
And so with young ones, yeah.
So that's where one thing you don't do is, you said, if you see a grizzly or something, all of a sudden that man would have turned around and run. It's called a fleeting thing, whether it's a black bear, grizzly, or even a mountain lion, whatever. One thing you never do, if you surprise them, is run away from them, because a grizzly bear, so you know this, I think a brown bear as well, we clock a grizzly bear running 100 yards of football field in 6 seconds.
Jack.
6 seconds, not 60.
Yeah, they're fast.
So you can't outrun it. So let's just go over it again. So, I mean,
did you do the right thing,
Yeah, you're going to be caught by surprise, Jack. So what do you stop yourself from doing, and what do you do correctly?
It's very hard to do, everyone. You have to understand, because it's happened to me only once. Number one, you should have bear spray. If you're out in the woods like this, you know there's bears there, or whatever it might be, you have to get a can of bear spray. I've had them for 22 years until this happened to me, where I've lived part-time in Montana in the summers. You have to have that bear spray everywhere I go. It's like a policeman with a weapon. Most of them never had to use it in 25 years. Yeah. However, it happened to me. It doesn't mean you got to be afraid to go out hiking. What I'm saying is, you don't ever, when you come across something surprised, like they're right there. There could have been cubs involved. I don't know in that situation in Sweden, but that's what she's doing. He did the right thing, but it's the last hope he's got. If he runs, you know what's going to happen. And so he just stands up like this. I had a buddy of mine last summer do it with a girlfriend hiking on St. Mary's Trail in Glacier. Big old grizzly. He had a rain jacket on. The bear stood up on his hind legs like this, and they usually go like this. They go like this. That's not a good sign. Also, a lot of times they will charge and stop. You saw what happened to that man.
Yeah.
That charged and didn't necessarily stop, but he veered off. And 90% of the time they'll do that, because he took his raincoat and threw it in the air like this and scared the bear. And the big bear left him. So what happened, both those instances, you can see that there was a good result.
All right.
And Jack, they're just coming out of hibernation now, a lot of them, right?
A lot of them are, and a lot of them have babies, and that's really that's what I call a serious one. If you see those babies, that mother, she'll go after anything to keep you away from them.
Anything I know about any animal at all, I learned from you, Jack Hanna. So, folks, Jack Hanna from the Columbus Zoo. And Jack, if I was in Columbus, I would be spending time with you at your zoo. You've got a gorgeous morning this morning. You're 71 degrees today, Saturday, 74. Jack Hanna, the man who knows the answers. We appreciate your time, Jack.
Thank you, Sam. See you later.
All right, we'll see you later. Hey, let's get the forecast. Yeah, we should seriously spend time with him and do it. Here's a quick good camping, bad camping forecast. See if we can get it in 15 seconds. Great camping spots, Great Smoky Mountains, Zion National Park, Mount Rainier. Places that won't be, we're talking about for Monday, Mammoth Cave, Grand Canyon, Yosemite.
Avoid the low spots.
What's up with your car?
Pretty sure it's possessed and out of warranty.
I'm going to cost you a fortune at the dealership, Cheryl. Well, at Midas, our experts will tell you what needs fixing now and what can wait. And they don't laugh at people. I'm sorry, Cheryl. No, I'm not. I am not sorry at all.
Get the Midas Touch maintenance package with oil change, tire rotation, and more. Use your Midas credit card and get a rebate of $20. Go to Midas.com to make an appointment. Trust the Midas Touch.
So we've had a Tempur-Pedic for a while, but now that we have the adjustable base, it's even better.
When I put my feet up on this bed, my stress just goes away.
I'm gonna go up. Our Tempur-Pedic is the best thing in our house, except for my husband.
Wait, where are you going?
Discover how Tempur-Pedic can move you. And now through May 31st, save hundreds on a Tempur-Breeze mattress and adjustable base.
Fact. When pharmacists are in pain, the medicine in Advil is their #1 choice for pain relief. More than the medicines in Tylenol or Aleve. Use the medicine that pharmacists use most for themselves. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this and make you feel like this. Let's do this.
Marazzi Montagna wood look tile flooring is now just $199 a square foot. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing.
When you do business everywhere, the challenges of keeping everyone working together can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help, with the tools and the network you need to make working as one easier than ever, virtually anywhere, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
Introducing the new Can-Am Spyder F3. With a cruising riding position and the most advanced vehicle stability system in the industry, you'll ride with a feeling of complete freedom and confidence. Visit your Can-Am dealer and test drive the Spyder F3 today.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Weather. So we build things to harness it. This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under fair skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
the Weather Channel's most watched original program, and it just hit us, is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Happy Friday, 29 minutes past the hour.
Good morning.
Anna Rittis, I'm Sam.
Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Jim Cantore.
How are you? Stephanie Abrams is joining us live from New York as well this morning.
Abrams, marathon woman here.
Well, but Cantore and I were just talking on Twitter about doing the Appalachian Trail. Cantore, we'll have to add the Grand Canyon to our list as well. We have a live look at the Grand Canyon. And of course, there's nothing more spectacular than the Grand Canyon.
Beautiful.
We're supposed to have a live
Beautiful.
picture. Yeah,
or watching Nick Melinda walk across the Grand Canyon.
There it is. Oh. Now, more than 5 million people travel each year here. It runs 227 miles long. Its widest point is 18 miles. And a great trivia question, by the way, I love going to trivia night. A great trivia question, what river flows through the Grand Canyon? A lot of people don't know it's the Colorado River that flows through the Grand Canyon.
Steph's definitely the partner you want on trivia night. When you're playing games in the living room or around the campfire,
or in a raft
Steph is
on the Colorado.
Yeah.
You want Abrams there.
Yeah, you want
comic
relief. All right, take a look at beautiful Yosemite National Park. 1,200 square miles of beautiful, pristine nature. Originally protected, do you remember how long? 1864.
Wow.
All right, so take a look at the forecast, though. We've got some rain on Friday, and you can see the clouds that are out there right now. Saturday and Sunday, we've got some thunderstorms that'll be moving through. Most of those are loading up in the afternoon. But if you're there and you need to know, what do we eat when we're out here? At the Yosemite Lodge Food Court, breakfast starts at 6:30 every morning, and they have these pre-wrapped kind of like lunches to go so that you can get all your food and everything you need to go right there at the lodge. Take it out with you.
But you'd rather have like an RV and a Provost.
I would.
With an espresso machine.
I would.
I didn't even know what glamping was until 2 days ago with you.
Let me just tell you, I'd have that Airstream pulled up there. I'd have my canopy out the side. The espresso would be bubbling inside. That's camping, ladies and gentlemen. And the most beautiful images are there before you.
Okay. To each his own, my friend.
There you go. I'm just saying. We'll find out more about this. We'll find out more about Jim and I camping next week. This is actually we're gonna do it next week. All right. Anna Rittis, who are you betting survives?
I think you're going to survive in that RV. With the espresso machine, I'd sign up for that.
I don't know about y'all out there.
You pitch a tent in the middle of the woods, I think I'll pass. Give me an RV with an espresso machine.
We're going for nature. We're not going to get dirty. All right, let's go. Temperatures warming up in the Northeast this weekend. There are some water temperatures we've got to get going, Jim. The water temperatures are a little cold, but a lot of folks are going to be jumping in, swimming, boating, with a little bit of warning from the Coast Guard to keep it safe out there. Our Reagan Medji is in Jersey City as tens of thousands pack the beaches for the weekend. Reagan, what are you? Are you a tent lady? I got to ask this, Reagan. Are you a tent camper or are you an RV camper?
She's a tent camper.
Medji, don't let me down.
Come on, Reagan.
I'm just out in the wilderness, man.
What?
Out in the wilderness. Just give me the Pine Barrens. Give me the woods. I don't need anything. I don't need anything.
She'll sleep on the pine needles.
I'll sleep on the floor. I'll do what you need. I will sleep in the sand. I will sleep in the dirt because I'm one tough cookie. Okay, we are at the Liberty Landing Marina in Jersey City. Oh, I'm getting teased. Anyway, yeah, so, I'll do whatever. But the biggest thing is to tell you what you need to know for this weekend ahead. So enough of talking about what I do. Who cares? Let's go to the shore. Let's go to Montauk, New York. You're going to see a live look at the beach there. Already some people are starting to fill in the beaches and get their spots. It's only Friday, people, and observance for Memorial Day weekend. Now, let's go to a place that I hold really close to my heart, where I grew up as a little girl on the ocean, in Ocean City, Maryland. Let's go down there. People are already packing up the beaches there, sunny in both spots, and you can expect that that's going to be a theme throughout the weekend. Thank God, right? All right, so let's go to water temperatures. I think we're going to go to water temperatures, right, producers? Maybe I skipped it ahead, but we're going to talk about water. Okay, we're going to talk about water temperatures. You're going to dip into the water. Be careful. It's looking at like 55 degrees, Point Pleasant, that's central southern New Jersey, all the way down from Atlantic City to Wildwood. You're going to look at it's about 58 degrees. Now let's go to boating safety. I know it went out of order. My producers are probably like, what are you doing? But it's holiday weekend. Okay, so let's look at the full screen of the boating information. So we do want to say that 72% of the Earth's surface is water, and most deaths actually actually occur in rivers and in lakes, believe it or not. Hypothermia can occur way after you're out of the ocean, the water, the lake, the river, even between 70, 80 degrees. And in 2008, most accidents occurred on the calm seas. So I know that I'm supposed to be telling you to wrap, but I need to tell you about boating safety. One last quick thing. If you're going to go on your iPhone or Android, go to United States Coast Guard, USCG. They have an app here. You have to fill all your boating information in. I don't know if you can see this, but if you have an emergency out in the open water, click emergency assistance, and right then, ping, the U.S. Coast Guard will know where you're at, the exact location, and come to your rescue. So here you guys go. Back to
Reagan,
you.
it's great advice. And if you are a boater or love one, make sure you get that app. It can be life-saving, and anything can happen out there on the waters in a moment's notice. Reagan Medji, live in Jersey City, New Jersey for us. Hey, let's just get going. Where do you want to go this weekend? Let's go. Every mile of a road trip is packed with incredible memories. And if you want to have fun with the family, throw them in the car and just take off. Elaine Alamonte, publisher of Budget Travel, is here to share some of the best last-minute road trips. Don't worry if you haven't made plans. Elaine's got it handled for you. Gas is cheap, Elaine. Let's go.
It is indeed. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
With a long, cold winter behind us, all of us are looking forward to hitting the road. Gas is $1 cheaper than it was this time last year, and we are headed off. We're going to start with a drive outside Boston. We're going to drive past Cape Cod because it's so crowded at this time of year.
Yeah.
We're going to go to two of the less discovered capes that we absolutely love.
Okay.
Cape Ann and Cape Porpoise. And both of them give you that wonderful New England experience. Pristine beaches, quaint small towns, fabulous seafood, and of course lobster. I cannot wait for the first lobster roll of the season. That's summer.
That's a great tip, because you want to get someplace where the crowds aren't as full, not the places that everybody goes. All right, give me another one.
Absolutely. We're going to take you up about 45-minute drive north of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Okay.
We're going to take you to Dorr, Wisconsin, Dorr Peninsula.
Okay.
It is a beautiful drive. It's 300 miles of unspoiled coastline. You go up the Lake Michigan side, and then you have the quieter side on the Green Bay. You've got cliffs, you've got underwater caves, beautiful scenery. And Sam, I know you'll like this. There are vineyards where you can stop along the way. And the area's most important produce, they do cherries.
Gorgeous.
Cherry orchards, cherry pies, cherry everything you can possibly have. That's what the area is known for.
That
Absolutely
is beautiful. Okay, let's talk California.
California. Now, this is not exactly an undiscovered coastline, but the Pacific Coast Highway is always rated by budget travel readers as the most beautiful drive in the country. So as you head south from San Francisco, you've got gorgeous, almost wild forests. As you continue through to Monterey, you've got beautiful coastline. We like to end in Big Sur. Everywhere you drive along the coast, you've got beautiful views right outside your window as just you turn your head.
Northern California is the deal. You picked, Elaine, some of the incredible places to get, and that they could be budget destinations is unbelievable. All right, Elaine Alamonte, publisher of Budget Travel. Do we have a .com or a website, or how do we find her, guys?
We have hundreds of other websites, hundreds of other road trips on our website, budgettravel.com, as well as a road trip app. And Sam, we're doing something kind of amazing. We are giving away a road trip anywhere in the country this year.
Best weather destinations brought to you by PureMichigan.org.
25,000 mornings, give or take, is all we humans get. We spend them on treadmills, we spend them in traffic, and if we get lucky, really lucky, it dawns on us to go spend them in a world where a simple sunrise can still be magic. 25,000 mornings. Make sure some of them are pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under fair skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I am never getting married. We're never having kids. We are never moving to the suburbs. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
There are no medals won for earning a living. It's just what you do for family. But it's hard to build a future if you can't see past today. That's why Walmart is investing in the most important part of our company, our people. Because a raise in pay raises us all.
I've got plans, and this is my baby right now. So it's just not the right time to get pregnant. That's why I chose Skyla. Skyla is the small, flexible IUD that prevents pregnancy for up to 3 years. So for me, there are no daily pills or monthly refills. I got my Skyla placed in just a few minutes at my OBGYN's office. And if I want to try to get pregnant, I can get it removed whenever I want.
If you have a pelvic infection, get infections easily, or have certain cancers, don't use Skyla. Less than 1% of users get a serious infection called PID. If you have persistent pelvic or stomach pain, or if Skyla comes out, tell your doctor. Skyla may attach or go through the uterus and cause other problems. Pregnancy while using Skyla is uncommon, but can be life-threatening and may result in loss of pregnancy or fertility. Ovarian cysts may occur, but usually disappear. Bleeding and spotting may increase in the first 3 to 6 months and remain irregular. Periods over time usually become shorter, lighter, or may stop. Skyla does not protect against HIV or STDs.
Talk to your OBGYN about making the move to Skyla.
Check with your insurance to find out if you can get Skyla at no cost.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Kick summer off right with great Memorial Day deals at Lowe's, like a $250 gift card with the purchase of select John Deere mowers via mail-in rebate, plus up to 30% off select major appliances, $396 and more. So hurry into Lowe's now for big summer savings.
Thanks to everyone who helped make Red Nose Day a success. That includes you, distracted barber, and you, newlyweds. And thanks to each of you who bought a red nose at Walgreens. Together, we raised millions of dollars to help lift children out of poverty. And we turned a good laugh into a good cause. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Think fixing your windshield's a big hassle? Not with SafeLight. Just go to safelight.com. Tell us where and when you need us, and we'll come fix it right away. With SafeLight, it's that easy. That's another SafeLight advantage.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
20 minutes before the top of the hour, good morning to you at home on this Friday. It's now time for this hour's of headlines. You know, the Central Plains, not the only place in the world experiencing severe weather. This storm, take a look at your screen, overwhelmed parts of Turkey without warning. Jim Cantore was talking about the story all week. It even brought some incredible hail. The sudden downpour caused flash floods that roared through the streets, flipping cars like toys and damaging homes. In the meantime, here in the United States, a state of emergency is keeping several popular California beaches closed for the Memorial Day holiday. More than 20,000 gallons of crude oil, actually 100,000 gallons of crude oil, have turned 9 miles of pristine coastline into a sticky, smelly mess. Crews are working around the clock, but cleanup could take several months. The oil comes from a broken pipe that carries crude oil from offshore drilling rigs. And talking about this long holiday weekend, this Memorial Day holiday should be the busiest for travel in 10 years. AAA predicts 37.2 million people will be on the move over the long weekend, and the vast majority will hit the highways. AAA says the primary reason for the uptick is gas prices. They're the cheapest they've been in 5 years. And if you want to know what the weather's going to be like in the Midwest, Stephanie Abrams standing by in New York from our headquarters there. Good morning, Steph.
And Ritis, good morning to you, and good morning to you at home. We are hitting the Midwest forecast. We're going to take you on into Minneapolis, and they do have all of those, you know, they remind me of, what were those little like mice thing that everyone got that went through those tunnels? What were the name of those things that everyone had not too long ago? Why am I having a mental block? Oh, the Zuzu pets or whatever they were. Weren't they that what they were called? Why is everyone looking at me like I'm crazy? They're Zuzus, I think. Anyway. You can use these tunnels in the Midwest during the wintertime, but you can also use them during the summertime when it gets too hot. You're not going to have to do that today because we're at 74, though I feel like 74 is kind of hot for Minnesota standards. Right now it's 56 degrees, and we are going to see the 50s across the board here as we head into the afternoon hours. There's that warmth for you. Des Moines, you're going to get into the 70s. St. Louis as well. Chicago, you're going to hang on into the 60s. We do have a jet stream. A couple things the jet stream does. Separate cold from warm. We just saw that also. It can separate dry from moist. So the jet stream's going to go up. So that means the moist air and the heat can go as far north as the jet stream does. High pressure to the east is going to aid in that moisture and that heat. And we will see that continue as we head into our Sunday and also into our Monday. You know, I just said moist or some form of it, Cantori, like a handful of times during that little segment. A lot of people are not fans of that word. I know Mike Bettis is one of, he hates like moist. Something with that
my
word.
brownies aren't moist, I'm disappointed. So I'm a big fan.
But crunchy on the outside and moist on the inside. Like a bagel,
just a little crunchy. You know, just so you can hold them. You know, Abrams, again, every time you do a segment, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what, you know what I mean? You don't really know what you're going to get. You know it's going to be good.
I think that's a compliment because I took it
really
as one. I'm not sure. Or was it like the gross chocolate that you're like, you took a bite, you're like, oh.
Don't make it negative. I just gave you a compliment. All right, we got to do this next segment. Guys, we've had a great show this morning. We've been telling you about all these great beaches to go to, all these great mountain locations, all these great national parks and things. But if your car is in bad shape, especially your tires, well, that's the bad news. We want you to get there safely. All right, so you're hitting the road. Tire safety is a huge thing right now. We've got Michelin tire safety expert Sarah Robinson with us this morning. Sarah, thanks for joining us. Let's talk about this morning before you even get on the road with your car.
Well, you know, as you can see on 285 behind us now, it's about to start cranking up as people hit the road for the Memorial Day weekend and all the travel they're going to be doing this summer. And really, people tend to overlook what your tires do for the safety of your vehicle. And there are a couple of things we're going to go over this morning to ensure that your tires are taking care of you, but you've got to take care of them first. So right here, we've got a brand new and then a partially worn Premier tire, so I can show you the difference in the tread depth. On this new one, you see when I drop Abe Lincoln on this penny into the groove, most of his face is covered up. We've got adequate tread to deal with those flash thunderstorms in the afternoon and resist hydroplaning. But we move over to the worn tire, you see as I drop the penny in, you get to where you can see the top of his head. So that means we're getting to the point where we need to start looking for new tires. And if you can see when you drop the penny in the entire Abe Lincoln head, it is time to stop driving on those tires and purchase new tires immediately.
Penny and head down. What
Another
about
thing that's
tire
really
pressure?
important, both in absolutely. The tire pressure both impacts your performance in wet conditions, and it ensures that you are in the best ability to resist, you know, a tire failure due to low pressure and all the heat that we're about to have. So, all cars have different necessary tire pressures. This one,
Sarah, we're going to take a break now, and I'll tell you where you find.
This Road Ready segment brought to you by Michelin, a better way forward.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
We had kids still in school.
And it just hit us.
This was it. The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. It was a nightmare.
And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under fair skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you have claustrophobia, you don't want to be an orchid man. But this moisture meter lets me know I'm in the right place. Because for a colony of termites, these few drops are like the river Nile. But my specialized protection plan will help prevent termites from reaching this fertile valley. To catch a pest, you have to think like a pest. Not just in any home, in your home.
I take these out to put in Dr. Scholl's Active Series insoles. They help reduce wear and tear on my legs because they have triple zone protection and reduce shock by 40%. So I feel like I'm ready to take on anything.
Hey neighbor, this Memorial Day weekend, Ace is the place for Weber grills. For 4 days only, buy a select Weber grill and get an Ace gift card worth up to $200 and free in-store assembly.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Shopping for the family used to cause a lot of stress between me and my budget. But thanks to Fingerhut, we have found our happy place.
Life is definitely sweeter.
At Fingerhut.com, we got approved to shop with low monthly payments, over 200,000 items with brand names like Samsung, Dyson, DeWalt, and with great family stuff like this Samsung TV.
And even our yoga mats.
All you gotta do is click on over to Fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve to get all kinds of great stuff for the family.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-855-305-2053 now.
It was right on top of us, and then it hit. And we took it to the edge, didn't give up.
52 minutes after the hour, and just want to remind you that if you are getting ready to take a road trip or drive in the car, put the family in the car, just make sure those tires are right pressure, and you can always open the driver's side door and look inside, and the right pressure is right there. And if you got a full service gas station, they'll do it. If not, pop it in, ding, ding, it's all good. Hey, Jim Cantore is standing by. Jim, as we get into the holiday weekend here, we look toward the middle of the country to a place that people call Tornado Alley. But a lot of people don't understand why it is called Tornado Alley. Let's explain.
Yeah, and a lot of people think it's a much smaller area than it actually is, and Tornado Alley is active year-round at different times of the year. So let's talk about this area. We'll outline it, and essentially what Tornado Alley is the highest frequency of tornadoes. Every state has had tornadoes in the United States, all right? And in the United States, we have about 1,300 of them a year, as I talked about with you the other day. But there are key things that set up within this alley on a very frequent basis that give us a chance for tornadoes. They are instability and heat, and deep layer shear, or change in wind direction with height, environmental shear. Let's talk about this. The warm, moist air comes in off the Gulf of Mexico. This is a typical springtime setup for a plains outbreak, okay? That's the example we're going to use here. And you can see all that moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. It is a steady feed. As a matter of fact, it's very similar to what we're going to have this weekend. Warm, hot, even hot, dry air comes in off the desert Southwest and meets up with that almost on a daily basis. So you wind up with this feature we call a dry line. That allows the air to converge at the surface and rise, and boom, all of a sudden you've got thunderstorms. But one of the keys to the whole thing is changing that wind direction with height. And to get that, we've got an upper level trough. The cold air aloft also helps with the instability, but it more importantly, changes the wind direction with height. And you can really see that. Notice the scissoring effect that's going on there between the low-level winds and the upper-level winds and through here. And we're talking about a 30,000 foot chunk of atmosphere. So let's look at this a little bit closer here. We want to kind of dive into the clouds. When the atmosphere sets up like this, as it often does certainly in the spring, this is what it looks like from a three-dimensional image. You've got this horizontal roll. You see Greg Forbes oftentimes take a pencil and roll it across his hand, all right? This is this environmental shear that exists. But how do you get that up into the vertical? Well, clouds develop, thunderstorms form, cumulonimbus clouds, and now you've tilted that rotation. And that is not the rotation that produces the tornado. There are other properties, as we talked about, like the rear flank downdraft, that actually gets you the tornado. But you have to have that initial supercell, that rotating large mesocyclone, to at least give you a chance, or most of the times give you a chance for a tornado. So Sam, Tornado Alley, it's bigger than you think. Michigan's in it, Texas is in it, and even Georgia is in it. And at different times of the year, Tornado Alley is very active. That's why the United States has 1,300 tornadoes a year on average.
All right, Jim showing you Tornado Alley in a way that no one else can show you, because you take those graphics, you go into them, you experience them in a real virtual world. Okay, let's talk a little bit about weather.com. Ari's here. You've been on our show. You certainly do all the stuff on weather.com.
Yes.
I love this segment because this tells us what you guys are populating weather.com with today.
We've got some travel destinations here today. This actually a really cool article. Oh, hi there. That's the correct camera. What's going on? Okay, so this is basically about 10 amazing places to swim in the United States. And
swimming?
Yeah, swimming, swim destinations. So check out the first one. This one's really cool. This is actually called Devil's Eye Spring. This is down in Florida. The opening's only 20 feet across, and initially it only goes down about 20 feet, but the kicker is this is a good one for scuba divers because there's actually a cave way under there. So, yeah.
I have never heard of this before. I'm going to go on and read about it.
Okay, so the next one. How about Homestead Crater? This is in Utah. It's 55 feet tall. Geothermal spring. This thing was actually hollowed out by natural forces, and the thing I like the best about this one, the water's really warm. It's about 90 to 96 degrees.
Get out of here.
Yeah, okay. Now, the next one is going to be a little bit of a sharper contrast, okay? So this one is out in Wyoming. This is Jenny Lake. This was actually formed by glaciers that were kind of pushing rock debris long time ago, like 12,000 years ago. Crystal clear water out there, just a beautiful scene.
The rock bed.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. But I'm just going to go ahead and guess the water's probably not quite as warm.
Probably not as warm as the other spot that you were talking about. So you guys have taken weather.com today, and you're doing a lot on swimming and great places to swim and go to. Incredible images to show. And like if I go, I'll be able to find out more information on all those.
Yeah,
right?
if you head to weather.com, you've got the big story up at the top. Okay, then you're going to have all these little boxes kind of underneath that, and this story will be one of those little boxes. 10 amazing places to swim.
I love it.
Awesome. Well, wherever you are headed this weekend, please be safe and have a plan as we continue to track the potential for severe weather in the southern and central plains. Weather Center Live is up next. Maria LaRosa and Chris Warren take things away after your local on the 8s. We'll see you on Monday.
We say have an amazing weekend.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under fair skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us today. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren.
And I'm meteorologist Maria LaRosa. For the next hour, we are going to get you ready for your holiday weekend with a look at possible threats that you could face.
And starting off with outside. Lightning to torrential rain and flooding. The things you need to know before you make your outside plans.
And then we'll take you on the road. We're talking hail, rain, tornadoes, all a threat this weekend. And we're going to see some rough travel conditions. So we're going to talk about tips on how to survive if you're caught on the road during severe weather.
And in the water, before you hit the lakes or you go to the coast, you do need to be on alert. And what you need to know about rip currents and staying safe when you're on the water.
And right now, we are going to start off in Texas, where it is another day of torrential rain and flooding. These scenes in Corpus Christi, that's where they picked up 4.22 inches of rain just 1 hour yesterday, swamping roads and stalling dozens of cars. Police and firefighters spent hours responding to stalled cars and eventually rescuing drivers who needed help getting out of their vehicles. This is its wettest May on record, Corpus Christi. And when you see scenes like that, Chris, which we've seen several times this month, no surprise.
No surprise at all, but we want to show you right now where there is that threat for more of that flooding. This is a look at the flood alert. So flash flood watch is currently in effect, and the areas where we've already seen a lot of rain and more rain coming down right now. As you can see here, Oklahoma City to Wichita Falls, heavy rain, and we're still looking at that threat for some rain. The heaviest stuff now is moving off to the east of Oklahoma City, but you get a break and then there's another chance for showers. It's the same pattern we have been in for a while, so you know the drill here. Wichita Falls also in the rain. Through Sunday, once again, the areas that we're seeing the rain right now still going to have more rain. You see pockets of yellow, which indicates at least a few inches, could end up being several inches of rain when it's all said and done. This is a look right now at Wichita Falls in Texas, and we're looking when it's all said and done about 5 to 7 inches of rain. And Saturday looks like it could be the wettest day with rainfall totals getting close to 4 inches. Now, it's possible, depending on the types of storms that set up, how long they lingered, there could be more or less than some of this. The main idea here is it's going to be wet. And we're seeing the rivers as well really starting to be impacted by that. Flood warnings and flood advisories we're keeping an eye on around Oklahoma, Texas, and even into Louisiana. Now what we want to do is take a look at some of the impacts of what you get with some of the floodwaters here. So when you have that flood starting to rise, just 6 inches. Think about that. Just 6 inches of flowing water can knock a person down, can knock you right off your feet. And the key, though, is it needs to be flowing. It's not the standing water, it's the flowing of the water that gives you that force. Now, you talk about 2 feet of water, you get water coming up above the lowest part of your car, that can float your car. So, Maria, there are impacts with just inches or a couple of feet of floodwaters.
And you got to say, Chris, have a conversation with your kids right now. It's tempting to see a swiftly moving creek and want to get in there and play around, but please don't. It is moving quickly and it can get you in trouble like that. And the water could stop falling from the sky and we'd still have high water on the waterways. So with this kind of outlook, right, you have Wichita Falls right in this area, showers and thunderstorms. But as far as severe weather goes, our outlook still for western Texas and eastern New Mexico this afternoon. Primary threat going to be the damaging winds and hail, heavy rain, of course, but we do have a Torcon out today, 3 out of 10 for western Texas and eastern New Mexico. So that means a 3 in 10 chance within a 50-mile radius of that point of seeing a tornado. So lower on the scale, not 0. As we get into today and the weekend, it seems familiar, right? Upper level low pressure swinging through the west and the southwest. Plentiful moisture coming up from the Gulf. dew points way up into the 60s. And there you go. Boom, boom. The triggers are still in place. So let's get a more in-depth look at what the dry line will mean to some of this severe weather. Chris, Dr. Greg Postel are here.
Yes, storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel is here. Not just storm specialist, but you have in the field storm chasing experience, a lot of it. So let's talk about what you're looking at here as a meteorologist and as a storm chaser. What are you looking at with the dry line?
Satellite pictures tell a lot because they can tell you kind of what the big picture setup is going to be like, and then from that you can sort of dig deeper into the details. We have a jet stream shape like that, and it's going to be like that for the next several days. Underneath that jet stream, with that trough in the west or sort of broad area of low pressure, moisture will be flowing northward out of the Gulf of Mexico to try to fill that void, and it's going to be creeping northward all weekend long into parts of the southern plains. So what we're going to have then is the boundary between that moist flow of air and the much drier air to the west, both tomorrow and Sunday and probably even Monday.
In a way, you can think of it as kind of Louisiana meeting up with Arizona.
Yeah,
right?
Phoenix meet Houston.
Yeah,
right? Exactly.
Good to meet you, but this is what you get.
That's right. And so tomorrow, if you look at the dew points in Texas, they're in the 60s and 70s and in the 20s out here. And it's in between that zone. That is called the dry line, and that's where it'll be tomorrow. And this is where it will be on Sunday. Now, you might think, okay, well, what does that mean? Why do I care where that boundary is between the warm, moist air and the really hot, dry air? Because it's a great, great initiator of convection or thunderstorms, in part because you essentially get a sea breeze circulation around it. See that in the vertical plane? Imagine you're on the beach. You notice in the summertime you see the clouds kind of flare up just inland and the moisture comes in off the water to kind of fill the void. That's exactly what's happening here, Olaf. And you get that rising branch of air right in here, and underneath that, a lot of convergence near the surface. And when we add all that up, boom, you can get thunderstorms along and near that dry line. This is going to be a mechanism for convection for the next couple of days. Tomorrow there in the red across the high plains, and as well on Sunday there as the dry line shifts a little farther to the east.
All right, Dr. Postel, thank you very much. Let's go back to Maria.
All right, gentlemen, if you are spending the holiday in the water, there's a hidden danger that you need to be aware of: rip currents. So coming up, how you can spot them and avoid rip currents, and what to do if you are caught in one. This is life-saving information for you to think about right now. Meanwhile, looking ahead to the holiday weekend in Washington, D.C., so many ceremonies and events going on. Saturday and Sunday, bright sunshine, temps into the mid-80s by Sunday, but soaring into the low 90s. Along with that, the humidity as well. So stay cool heading into the holiday. We'll be right back after Local on the 8s.
If you're an adult with type 2 diabetes and your A1C is not at goal with certain diabetes pills or daily insulin, your doctor may be talking about adding medication to help lower your A1C. Ask your doctor if adding once-a-week Tanzium is right for you. Once-a-week Tanzium is an injectable prescription medicine that may improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes, along with diet and exercise. Once-a-week Tanzium works by helping your body release its own natural insulin when it's needed. Tanzium is not recommended as the first medicine to treat diabetes or in people with severe stomach or intestinal problems. Tanzium is not insulin. It is not used to treat type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis and has not been studied with mealtime insulin. Do not take Tanzium if you or your family have a history of medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you're allergic to Tanzium or any of its ingredients. Stop using Tanzium and call your doctor right away if you experience symptoms of a serious allergic reaction, which may include itching, rash, or difficulty breathing. If you have signs of pancreatitis, such as severe stomach pain that will not go away and may move to your back, with or without vomiting. Or if you have symptoms of thyroid cancer, which include a lump or swelling in your neck, hoarseness, trouble swallowing, or shortness of breath. Before using Tanzium, talk to your doctor about your medical conditions, all medicines you're taking, if you're nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, and about low blood sugar and how to manage it. Taking Tanzium with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects with Tanzium include diarrhea, nausea, injection site reactions, cough, back pain, and cold or flu symptoms. Some serious side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney failure. Ask your doctor if adding once-a-week Tanzium is right for you. Go to Tanzium.com to learn if you may be eligible to receive Tanzium free for 12 months. Make every week a Tanzium week.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program.
is back.
Things were just going everywhere, and then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come. Currently in our area, 84 degrees under fair skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Severe weather threat to start off your holiday week, but we'll be up early for your Memorial Day. Wake up with Al and AMHQ Monday morning at 5 on the Weather Channel.
With its black tie style and green-minded smarts, it's easy to see why many consider Jeep Grand Cherokee to be the gold standard. One drive and you'll discover why the Jeep brand continues to be the best-selling SUV brand. Join us now during the Jeep Drive and Discover event. Get 0% financing on the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this, and make you feel like this. Let's do this.
Marazzi Montagna wood look tile flooring is now just $199 a square foot. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing.
Are you still getting heartburn flare-ups? Time for a new routine. Try Nexium 24-Hour, the latest choice for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
All right, this is Weather Center Live, and we are here trying to keep you safe this holiday weekend. For a lot of people, it's going to be their first time heading to the beach.
Right.
And you do need to be refreshed on what a rip current is and how to deal with it.
That's what we want to do. We want to get everyone prepared. We don't want to alarm everybody, but it's time to be alert and think about things before you're in that situation. And rip currents is a great example of that because you don't need raging crazy weather to have rip currents. They can form any time of day during the year, any time of year. But what you're looking for are these channels of uninterrupted water here. And this picture shows it beautifully.
And this is it's a little counterintuitive because you look at the beach and you're seeing the waves coming in. But at times what will happen is the water will collect and there will be channels of return flow that aren't as obvious as the waves coming in, but what it is you look for where the waves look weaker or where they're not present because that's the water cutting an alley back.
Exactly, and that's enough to pull you out and can be very scary. If you try and swim back to shore right against that current, you're going to get tired, and that's when people get into trouble. So you want to swim parallel. I know, let it take you out a little bit and swim parallel.
Just relax.
Just relax.
Relax.
Think about it. Heads up for parts of the east coast of Florida and into the southeast, moderate chance of rip currents.
And there's going to be a lot of people on the water, in the water, and the U.S. Coast Guard is getting ready.
They are. And Reagan Medji is in Jersey City to tell us how the Coast Guard is going to help keep us safe. And I got to say, Reagan, let's make their job pretty easy. Let's pay attention to the conditions out there, right?
Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. That's right, my Jersey girl. Okay, so yeah, as millions are heading out to the beach, making those vacation plans, well, the U.S. Coast Guard is busy doing their rescue drills to make sure everybody's safe on the water, not only this weekend, but also for the entire summer. If you were stranded in the middle of the ocean, these are the men and women you want to see. The U.S. Coast Guard coming to your rescue.
We train with towing, we train with men overboard, we train pumping, sinking vessels. The
do the helo ops twice a month at least to maintain proficiency.
We were on board during one of these training missions. It's how these men and women stay sharp in case you need them.
The reason for this is if we recover somebody injured from the water, but say we're 20, 30 miles offshore, we need to bring them in faster. The helicopter's our way to go. And they can take them directly to the hospital. And they also carry paramedics and EMTs on board the helicopters.
Watch it close. I don't want the boat hitting him.
That's exactly what happened here in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, back in 2010.
You're all right, sir.
The Coast Guard rescued this man after the boat he was in capsized a mile offshore.
I'm moving close, guys.
Then, just last week, the Coast Guard hoisted this injured boater to safety. His boat is the one stuck in rocks in Galveston, Texas, getting knocked around by waves. The Coast Guard station Manasquan Inlet in New Jersey covers from Long Branch to Seaside Heights and 50 miles offshore. Its helicopters cover a wider range from New York City to Maryland. In this area alone, 28 rescues so far this year. But now, Memorial Day starts the busiest time of year, which is why training missions like this one are so crucial.
After Hurricane Sandy, everybody lost their boats, everybody lost their houses, so it was mainly a rebuilding phase. Last summer, you started seeing more and more activity, but I think now everybody's back in full swing again. The majority of the shore has been rebuilt, and everybody has their boats back, so it's already been a very busy season for us.
All right, boaters, listen up. A very good app that is on your iPhone or Android. It's the USCG, United States Coast Guard app. You click it, and you just fill in, follow directions, information about your boat, whatever. If you're in the middle of the ocean or something happens, you click this emergency assistance, and then it will pinpoint your exact location and just let the Coast Guard know that you are in trouble. That way they'll come right to you. So this just got released this week, USCG, United States Coast Guard app. Download it, and good luck.
That's phenomenal tool. Reagan, thank you so much.
All right, we want to keep you safe on your way to your destination. Coming up.
When you're not confident your company's data is secure, the possibility of a breach can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help. We monitor our network traffic worldwide, so we see things others can't, mitigating risks across your business, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Remember when you said men are superior drivers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then how'd I get this?
Allstate Safe Driving Bonus Check.
Who's that?
So weird, right? My agent Tom said.
Only Allstate sends you a bonus check for every 6 months you're accident-free.
But I'm a woman. Maybe it's a misprint. Does it look like a misprint?
Okay, let's try. Silence. Ask an Allstate agent about the Safe Driving Bonus Check. Are you in good hands?
Think the tree we carved our names in is still here?
That's probably dead.
How much fun is this?
What?
What a beautiful sunset.
If you like sunsets.
Whether you're sweet or salty, you'll love Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
It's like taking a stroll through the woods. 65 million years ago.
What happened here?
Oh, God. We have an asset out of containment.
You got 20,000 people. They have nowhere to go.
We're safe in here, right?
PG-13. Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
Real local.
We are live in Oklahoma.
Real accurate.
This one's going to have some precipitation with it.
Real experts.
Wow, that's the leading edge of the thunderstorm. This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the weather.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-855-305-2053 now.
Monday morning rain and severe weather threats to start off your holiday week, but we'll be up early for your Memorial Day. Wake up with Al and AMHQ Monday morning at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under fair skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is Weather Center Live. We want to keep you safe on the road. And it's fair to say, especially when you see what I'm about to show you, that we drive way too close to each other. And part of that is if you leave too much distance, people are going to get in between. So whatever the reason is, this is a look here at the average braking distance. If you're going 70 miles an hour, you're not going to be going 70 on this road, but imagine you're going down the interstate and it's dry. It's going to take 315 feet, about a football field length, for you to come to a complete stop. When you're going 70 miles an hour, that's just on any given time, okay? Any given day. When it's wet, it's a lot more than that. Vehicles can hydroplane just when your wheels lose contact with the road because of water. If you're just going 35 miles an hour, so you come across a puddle that's in the interstate or on the road, you're going 35, 40 miles an hour. If you think about that, that's scary stuff. Your wheels can lose contact with the ground, and that means you can lose control. So with that, here's some more very important information to keep you safe if you're caught on the road when severe weather threatens. Severe weather and driving don't mix. If you're caught in a hailstorm, if possible, try to get out of the storm by seeking shelter in a garage or a parking structure to minimize hail damage. If you're on a highway or interstate, pull safely onto the shoulder away from any trees that could fall on your vehicle. And you should stay in the car and turn on the emergency flashers until the storm subsides. If you find yourself behind the wheel and facing a tornado, then you have to decide whether to stay in your vehicle or get out. Dr. Forbes says there are pros and cons to both.
The hazards of getting out of the car into a ditch, well, debris might fall onto you and injure you. Even the car itself might roll on top of you. Hail could hit you. You could be struck by lightning, and the heavy rain and the flooding from the thunderstorm might cause a drowning hazard there in the ditch. Staying in the car, well, there you might have the car roll and even get crushed. You could have debris flying through the windshield, so there are some hazards to that as well. The pluses are the safety factors. Getting into the ditch, most of the wind will carry most of the debris above you, so there's a safety measure there. Staying in the car, of course, the car has seat belts, it has airbags. The metal frame of the car itself will protect you from some of the debris and from the lightning as long as you crouch down. So there's pluses and minuses to each.
You can avoid this tough decision altogether by knowing the forecast and staying off the roads. And you come here for the forecast, and that's what we're going to look at right now. The thunderstorm forecast for the first full day of the holiday weekend.
Yeah, so we're thinking tomorrow, you're hitting the road. We're going to pick one of the interstates that's kind of going to be in the thick of it with the storms, severe weather potential. I-35, one of them, 44 as well. So yeah, your threat is all day. You brought up a great point. You try and keep a good distance, and someone's always sneaking in. Just be cool. Let everyone have plenty of distance, because a city like Oklahoma City, you're heading up 35 in and out of the heavy rain rainfall.
And do the math, too. Going an extra 5 or 10 miles an hour, how much time is it really going to save you?
Right.
And then if you get in an accident, that's going to slow you down if you get pulled over by the police because you're speeding. Your whole time profit margin is out the window.
We just made your weekend better, hopefully, right? Giving you a heads up. Wichita, too, you've been through a lot with the weather last few weeks, but flash flooding is possible, that rain heavy at times, so make sure your windshield wipers are in good order. One of those little things that sometimes you don't think about.
And, you know, you can get alerts on your phone. You know, there's a lot of different ways, but one of the ones that we use here at the Weather Channel personally, and it is the Weather Underground Storm app.
So this is something that, you know, you check in before you leave, in the middle of your journey at a rest stop and seeing what's ahead of you, just to keep you aware of all the driving conditions that you'll be facing.
Yeah, so what you're looking at right here, this is where part of the app, when you download it, you'll get this, but you can say, hey, if there's lightning within so many miles of my location, give me an alert. And it will give you that push notification. And it works. I have it on my phone.
That's great if you're chilling in the pool, on the beach, and you want to make sure you get the kids out.
Just check the phone every once in a while, especially if you know that's a possibility there's going to be rain and storms. And that's a possibility for a lot of people this weekend.
And we have that for sure. That flooding threat remains as well into the holiday weekend for the southern plains.
And hopefully nothing like this, but we'll let you know.
The Men's Warehouse Memorial Day sale is going on now. Clearance suits are on sale for $149.99. Clearance dress shirts for $29.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more. Only at Men's Warehouse.
I am never getting married.
We're never having kids.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Jackie's heart attack didn't come with a warning. Today, her doctor has her on a Bayer aspirin regimen to help reduce the risk of another one. If you've had a heart attack, be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Put your hand over your heart. Is it beating? Good. Then my Nutrition Heart Health Mix is for you. It's a wholesome blend of peanuts, pecans, and other delicious nuts, specially mixed for people with hearts. I said people with hearts, because heart health is important. That's why I've researched, optimized, and packaged this mix just for you. Not you. So if you have a heart, start optimizing your nutrition with my Nutrition. Planters, nutrition starts with nuts.
I'm going to share a photo of my Eggo waffle when it pops up.
That's so interesting, honey, because I'm going to share a photo of my Eggo waffle when it pops up.
Let go, my ego.
Let go, my ego.
Hey, leave a message. Hi, I know you're there because I can see you. I'm calling you to tell you to let go my ego.
Some things are too delicious to share. Golden, crispy, warm and fluffy Eggo waffles.
Let go my ego.
Get the complete balanced nutrition of Ensure with 9 grams of protein and 26 vitamins and minerals.
And now, with twice as much vitamin D, which up to 90% of people don't get enough of.
Oh, the sunshine vitamin.
Ensure. Take life in.
Walmart's low prices every day, it's not just about having more savings. It's about having more fun. Great get-togethers start with low prices you can trust every day.
Think fixing your windshield's a big hassle? Not with Safelite. Just go to Safelite.com. Tell us where and when you need us, and we'll come fix it right away. With Safelite, it's that easy. That's another Safelite advantage.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Kick summer off right with great Memorial Day deals at Lowe's. Like $10 off all paint and primer and stain and sealant in one via online or mail-in rebate. Plus 5 bags of premium mulch for $10. So hurry into Lowe's now for big summer savings.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right.
Fat Guys in the Woods. The new season starts June 7th, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under fair skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Monday morning, rain and severe weather threat to start off your holiday week, but we'll be up early for your Memorial Day. Wake up with Al and AMHQ Monday morning at 5 on the Weather Channel.
This is Weather Center Live, and this is a scary scene.
Wow.
This happening in Turkey. Flood waters coming down, and these cars just swept away in vans. And
look how fast that water is going. And it's like those cars are toys.
That's exactly what it looks like, with some Matchbox cars cruising down, or some Hot Wheels. That's a very unfortunate scene here in Turkey. Time of year, though, you can get some of this heavy rain.
And the momentum of the debris in there, you know, is doing structural damage as well. That's the power of moving water. It's just incredible. Those are pictures, again, out of Turkey.
And you saw that is some extreme water, but it doesn't take much to lift your car and push it down. Water that fast doesn't have to be very deep at all.
Exactly.
This does look like it's deep, and it's an extreme case, but it's something that you have to think about when we're dealing with floodwaters.
Absolutely.
Things can change in a hurry.
And if you missed this yesterday, this is another view of what the power of water can do. We showed you this yesterday right here on Weather Center Live. Colombian police trying to rescue a dog that was caught in the fast-moving floodwaters. You see his sweet little bobbing head right there, and the officers running along the banks there to try and catch up with him and trying to rescue him.
Yeah, and eventually they do rescue the dog, and they perform CPR on the dog, and the dog's okay. That's what we understand here.
And it's amazing video right there. But again, goes to show you it could be a dog, it could be a child. You want to stay away from that swift water because it does not take much. It's not moving that quickly even to knock you off your feet. So we can't stress that enough. And we appreciate you staying with us for Weather Center Live. I'm meteorologist Marie LaRosa.
And I'm meteorologist Chris Warren. This is the first of really the summer season for a lot of people. Memorial Day weekend, extended weekend. A lot of people heading outdoors, hitting the road, going to the water. So we're here to keep you safe.
And part of your planning process, hopefully, because we want to give you a heads up of some of the possible threats for the holiday weekend. We're talking more flooding for cities that have seen record rainfall just this week. Storms with strong winds, damaging lightning, that could dampen your outdoor events for sure. And driving could be dangerous through hail and all other types of severe weather. So we're tracking it all, and we're going to begin with who's under the threat for floods, Chris.
And right now, Maria, we look at where there are flash flood watches. So conditions are favorable for the development of flash flooding. Flash flooding is possible everywhere here in green, from Arkansas all the way over to the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma, almost the entire state of Oklahoma in this, and also a good portion of North Texas. As we look now at where the rain is coming down, you can see the areas that are under flash flood watch right now at risk for some of the flooding because of the heavy rain. Do a quick little look around Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls. You're in and out of the rain, and that's going to be the story throughout the weekend. Through Sunday, there'll be pockets where you'll have 5 to 8 inches of rain. It's possible you could end up with even a little bit more than that when it's all said and done. And you think about it, these rain showers that come through can dump inches at a time. So that's something that you certainly need to be thinking about, the possibility of things changing in a hurry. In Dallas, you're expecting rain every day, and it's going to be heavy at times as well. And the rain continues to fall for North Texas, and meteorologist Mike Seidel is following the storms from Dallas.
More heavy rain and flash flooding on the way for parts of Texas and Oklahoma for the Memorial Day weekend. Here in Dallas, we're watching the Trinity River, which is in minor flood stage. And what does that mean? Well, here downtown, it means the water has come up towards the hill here about 100 yards. This is the floodplain. Out at the tree, there's a running and jogging path. That's been shut down since earlier this week when the river started to come up with the heavier rains. Already, Dallas has had about 7 inches of rain alone in May, and the water has encroached up about 100 yards. It's flowing from left to right. Trinity River expected to crest sometime on Saturday and come up right now, forecast about another 1.5 feet. It's a lot worse out in Wichita Falls, Texas, 140 miles northwest of here. Take a look. They were sandbagging yesterday, some evacuations in town as they watched the Wichita River. That's expected to crest later on tonight or early Saturday morning. But the good news is the forecast crests now about a foot lower than it was yesterday. But still, this could impact homes and neighborhoods in Wichita Falls, Texas. Also in Oklahoma, some roads are still shut down and the forecast is not good. More heavy rain, more flash flooding as we have flash flood watches up right on through Monday morning for Wichita Falls. Here in Dallas, the flash flood watch kicks in tomorrow afternoon through Sunday night. Some areas could pick up 3, 4, maybe 5 more inches of rain on this saturated ground. I'm Weather Channel meteorologist Mike Seidel on the Trinity River in downtown Dallas.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. And as you pointed out, there's just little tolerance for any additional rainfall here. So it won't take much additional rainfall to set off flash flooding in this area. So as we look at Saturday's forecast, think about that. Your outdoor plans too. Maybe you're having the family over for barbecue. If you're doing any camping out west, our wonderful national parks here from, say, Arches National Park up and through the Rockies, just be on alert for changing weather conditions, a chance for a few thunderstorms. You see some pink, so it could be kind of chilly out there. East of the Mississippi, you're in great shape. New York to Charlotte down to Miami, fabulous. Temperatures are going to be really comfortable. By Sunday, we start to see some of those showers back in through the Mississippi Valley, but still you have places like the Smoky Mountains in through D.C. in good shape. Temperatures will be rising. That'll be the other story heading into the holiday weekend. So by Monday, definitely feeling like summer. D.C. pushing into the 90s, Charlotte mid and upper 80s, but still widespread showers and thunderstorms from the Gulf Coast on up into the Canadian border and out west, scattered showers and thunderstorms. But we want to take a look because we're kicking off summer unofficially this weekend. Dr. Greg Postel has a look ahead to what we call meteorological summer and the outlook for that. How are things looking?
Yeah, June, July, August. Let's have a look at that. And, you know, we have to start looking in the beginning part of June because that's probably where the most accurate part of all the forecast comes from. And in the first week of June, this is where we think it's going to be warmer than average pretty much everywhere, really. I mean, right, the East Coast probably the most so, in the Southeast as well, but still above average in the West and not really a significant signal for below average except possibly in Texas where they're going to get a lot of rain. So that's kind of what it looks like the first week of June. And then beyond that, if you try to extrapolate beyond the rest of the month, this is what it looks like. Now, notice this map may not look a whole lot like the first week of June. And when I saw that, it's kind of puzzling a little bit. The forecast here has for below average temperatures in the southern plains. Presumably, a lot of that has to do with the soil moisture. It's just wet, harder to warm up those soils in the air above that. So that's part of it. But also, I think they're looking at some other signals like El Nino, and I'll talk about that in a second. But notice how, if it's going to be below average in the southeast for the month of June and the bounce, it better do that pretty quickly toward the middle and latter stages of the month because it's going to start off pretty hot here in the southeast.
Right, and that is a significant amount of territory as we go in through the rest of the summer.
The rest of the summer.
Seeing much below average.
Yeah, I have some doubts in this forecast. I would sort of lean toward above average, certainly in the southeast where it's been warmer than average for months, and persistence is always a good forecast there. But one of the drivers behind all of this is going back to El Nino. And so let's talk about what El Nino is. It's really a warming of the tropical Pacific Ocean waters, but that has an impact on the jet stream downstream over North America. And if you were to look at El Nino's influence to the jet stream, this is kind of what it looks like. Now, it only accounts for a little bit of all the variability that we see, but it's trying to keep the southeast cool and keep the warmth in the west. That's what El Nino tries to do. But again, I keep going back to this graphic and saying, look, you can't just look at El Nino.
It's a complicated system.
El Nino explains only maybe 10 to 20% of the puzzle. There's 80% of it left to other things. So we have to watch that summer forecast a little bit.
Sometimes, you know, when it's a stronger El Nino signal, then maybe you can be a little bit more confident because it's more of a result. But yeah, interesting.
Bigger signal,
interesting. All right, Dr. Greg Postel, thank you. Chris?
All right, we are getting the signs that severe weather will impact a lot of people this holiday weekend. We're here to keep you safe. Also, we want to keep you lightning aware, lightning safety. What you need to know if you're caught outside and you hear thunder and you start to see some lightning. Right now, let's take a look. If you're planning to spend your day or your weekend in Fort Lauderdale, watch out for storms, especially Sunday and Monday.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under fair skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Today's the day. More and more people with type 2 diabetes are learning about long-acting Levemir.
As my diabetes changed, it got harder to control my blood sugar. Today, I'm asking about Levemir.
Levemir is an injectable insulin that can give you blood sugar control for up to 24 hours. And Levemir helps lower your A1C. Levemir lasts 42 days without refrigeration. That's 50% longer than Lantus, which lasts 28 days. Levemir comes in Flex Touch, the latest in insulin pen technology from Novo Nordisk.
Levemir is a long-acting insulin used to control high blood sugar in adults and children with diabetes and is not recommended to treat diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not use Levemir if you are allergic to any of its ingredients. The most common side effect is low blood sugar, which may cause symptoms such as sweating, shakiness, confusion, and headache. Severe low blood sugar can be serious and life-threatening. Ask your doctor about alcohol use, operating machinery, or driving. Other possible side effects include injection site reactions. Tell your doctor about all medicines you take and all of your medical conditions. Check your blood sugar. Your insulin dose should not be changed without asking your doctor. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing, sweating, extreme drowsiness, swelling of your face, tongue, or throat, dizziness, or confusion.
Today's the day to ask about Levemir Flex Touch. Covered by most health insurance and Medicare plans.
You wouldn't buy a car without taking it for a spin. And it's, well, just a car. Test drive our full lineup, only at your local John Deere dealer.
The ultimate do-over for wood and concrete. Don't replace, resurface. Behr Premium Deck Over, exclusively at the Home Depot.
Subito.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover. Ooh. Bigger, more powerful, and ready for action.
Success starts with the right connections. Introducing Miracle-Gro Liquid Feed Universal Feeder. Turn any hose connection into a clever feeding system for a well-fed garden. Miracle-Gro. Life starts here.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you get 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get no interest and paid in full within 12 months on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months. Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Earth Grow Mulch or Miracle-Gro Garden Soil, your choice, just 4 for $10. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. 24-hour relief that outperforms the leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one inflammatory substance. Flonase controls 6. Seize the day and the night. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Each year in the U.S., there are approximately 25 million cloud-to-ground lightning strikes, resulting in hundreds of injuries and dozens of fatalities while people are outdoors. Know that lightning can strike from as far away as 10 miles, even if it's not raining and the skies are clear. So if you hear thunder, head indoors. If you're outside with a sports group and there's a chance for thunderstorms, make sure there's someone monitoring the weather conditions. Watch for darkening skies, growing clouds, or increasing winds, which may mean an approaching storm. If you hear thunder, seek shelter in an enclosed, sturdy building with electricity and plumbing, which will divert a lightning strike into the ground. If there's no safe building available, head to a hardtop vehicle. Make sure the doors are closed and windows are up. A golf course can be a lightning hazard. The open fairways are dangerous for direct lightning strikes. Avoid trees and metal objects. Lightning can travel through the ground from a nearby strike. So if severe weather threatens, run or drive to safety. Remember, when it comes to lightning, there's no safe place outside.
Lightning really just one of the dangers and things that we want to bring to your attention, but severe weather, of course, tornadoes. You think about that.
Exactly. And here at the Weather Channel, it is Tornado Week, and Storm Tracker Jim Cantori, he's in the lab. He's using new technology here at the Weather Channel to take a three-dimensional look at Tornado Alley.
A couple of days ago, I was talking about how in the United States we get about 1,300 tornadoes a year. That's more than 10 times of any other country. And what makes it incredible in Tornado Alley, Sam, is this is where we get the big tornadoes. The EF3, EF4, and EF5s, which we find really more common here in the United States than really anywhere else in the world. So what makes up Tornado Alley? When you think about Tornado Alley, you think about a small alleyway between buildings. But really, depending on the time of the year, parts of Tornado Alley that you see shaded in red here become more active. So what are the two ingredients, the main ingredients you need for supercells, rotating thunderstorms that produce tornadoes? You need instability, heat and moisture, and you need shear, change in wind direction with height. We get both of these with a typical spring setup. So let's talk about this. Here comes all this warm, moist air out of the Gulf of Mexico back to meet that low pressure. Let's say it's in southeastern Colorado. We also have dry deserts in the southwest. So warm, hot air builds its way out into the plain states almost on a daily basis here. We talk about the dry line. This is where that sets up. So you have an area where this air can converge and come together and rise. Not only that, we have cold air aloft with troughs that help develop the surface low. So now you've got cold air aloft to help create this instability and get this air rising. And the whole key to this is, and I'm going to get down here and kind of show you this in a little bit more of a three-dimension, is this changing in wind direction with height with this particular setup. So you're bringing that warm, moist air north, you're bringing that cold air and that stronger wind aloft from the southwest. You see the scissoring that's going on here? Let's get into this because this is a crucial part of why we have such a big tornado alley. And basically, we talk about this a lot on the Weather Channel, this horizontal tube. Sometimes Forbes will grab a pencil and he'll roll it in his hand. That's exactly what's going on here. This is a classic look at deep layer shear. But how do you turn this tube up into the vertical? Well, as warm, hot air rises, you get a cumulonimbus. And that cumulonimbus entrains this shear and this horizontal tube into it. So now you've got a supercell, a rotating thunderstorm. And it doesn't always happen. In other words, you don't always get a tornado, but at least a supercell gives you a chance for one. And we have supercells that set up almost on a daily basis just about every spring. So again, as you can see, Tornado Alley is huge across the central, the southeastern United States. And the reason for that is because the way that we set up with our geography and the way that our spring patterns typically work here in the United States. Tornado Alley, it's not small, it's big. And it's why we have more tornadoes here in the United States than anywhere else in the world.
Also, we have more big tornado shows than you'll find anywhere else. It's Tornado Week here on the Weather Channel. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight at 8 Eastern, so you think you'd survive. Tornadoes.
Coming up at 9, top 10 tornadoes. And then at 10 o'clock, the truth about twisters. I was up a little too late watching the Tornado Alley episodes last night. They're amazing and really incredible.
They really are
incredible.
Good.
All right, well, coming up, the latest on this weekend's severe weather threat.
Plus, if you're hitting the road, some very important information about how weather affects your tires.
Now with a full line of independent rear suspension options, the Foreman, Rubicon, and Rancher automatic DCT models are equally ready to work and have fun. Part of the growing ATV family, from Honda. Now get low fixed financing rates, plus up to $500 in bonus bucks during the Honda Dream Garage sales event.
Only Nexium 24-Hour gives you Nexium level protection for frequent heartburn, all day and all night. Try Nexium 24-Hour, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, and get all day, all night protection. Nexium level protection.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round 1 of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under fair skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Are you road ready? What would you do if you started to hydroplane? Stay tuned for the answer.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier Tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to EverGrip technology. The Michelin Premier Tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
C. Keep your foot on the gas and steer the car forward.
Gone fishing. It's a sign that means we've locked up and headed off to do something we love. Luckily, there's an entire state dedicated to those little signs, with 19 million acres of woods. Gone biking, gone golfing, and the world's longest freshwater coastline. Gone rock skipping, gone sailing, gone wandering. Meet you on the playgrounds of Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Think the tree we carved our names in is still here?
That's probably dead.
How much fun is this?
What?
What a beautiful sunset.
If you like sunsets.
Whether you're sweet or salty, you'll love Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
How average shirts handle the heat. How Duluth Trading Armachillo shirts handle the heat. Duluth Armachillo shirts with torso cooling technology. Crank the cold. Get one. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
When it comes to food, pets know what they want, and so do we. That's why you'll find simple, natural ingredients like real meat and wholesome veggies in delicious Rachael Ray Nutrish recipes. With no fillers or byproducts, and Rachel's personal proceeds from Nutrish help shelter pets everywhere.
Guys, I said I'd be back.
Give your pets the food they would make for themselves, if they could. Rachael Ray Nutrish. Real recipes, real ingredients, real good.
When it comes to Medicare, everyone talks about what happens when you turn 65. But really, it's what you do before that counts. See, Medicare doesn't cover everything, only about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is on you.
Consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement Insurance plans, it could really save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. So call now and request this free decision guide. Discover how an AARP Medicare supplement plan could go long for you.
You want to choose your doctors. Avoid networks. What about referrals?
All plans like these let you visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients, with no networks and virtually no referrals needed. So call now, request your free guide, and explore the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans.
65 may get all the attention, but now is a good time to start thinking about how you want things to be.
Go long.
Here we go. I told you, we're going to bust out of this drought.
Keep watching with us this morning because we're all watching history together.
All right, it is time for the severe weather update. We're going to try to help keep you safe as far as weather's concerned, because there will be some dangerous weather, and if you're not conscious of what's going on, it can be very dangerous.
Well, when you're thinking about a holiday weekend, too, that adds another level.
More people are going outside.
More people are going to be outside. Maybe you're not going to be as tuned in. We want you to get tuned in because, again, we're looking at several threats, including severe weather, hail, and tornadoes, Chris, for tomorrow.
You got to focus and watch what's going on here. Because we have this red. You might notice that right away. But Maria, take a look. All of this orange, there'll be the chance for lightning. So thunderstorms, a concern throughout a huge portion of the country.
And if you think about everyone who might be camping, too, in all of our great parks, you got to make sure that you have our app. And the Weather Underground with the lightning alert is a good one as well. Because all the ingredients are there. Nothing really in that department has changed. You still have plenty of moisture and those surface winds churning just enough as you go up in the atmosphere to create the tornado risk. And we have those Torcons out, 3 out of 10. Got to keep in mind, eastern Colorado in play this weekend.
Yeah, and if there's a number, if we're issuing a Torcon for your area, all you really have to know is that there's a tornado threat. And the bigger the number, the bigger the threat. But even if it's a 1, it still means there is a threat for tornadoes.
But I think this illustrates what we're talking about, where you don't necessarily even need tornadoes. You've got powerful thunderstorms by the afternoon. Maybe that's the time you're pulling out the grill there. Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls, more rain here as we get into the late night hours.
And that's going to be heavy rain, too, in a lot of the same areas that have been dealing with so much rain lately. And this continues again on Sunday.
All right, so we have a few more cities, including Little Rock and Shreveport, that could be looking at severe weather, but that tornado threat, 3 out of 10, Central Texas again.
All right, so do be careful and be ready.
All right. Well, travel season, obviously, for the summer underway. And if you are hitting the road this weekend, safety is critical.
That's right. And joining us live from Atlanta is Michelin tire safety expert Sarah Robinson. Sarah, tire tread we know is so important each season, but tell us a little bit about what to look for and what to think about during summer.
Sure. I mean, one thing to know is that not all tires are created equal, and it's the technologies that go into things like rubber mixes and tread designs that actually optimize tires for different seasons and performances. Like, for example, here we have a summer tire. Its rubber mix is really happy in these moderate and hotter temperatures of summer, and tread design that's optimized for maximum wet and dry traction. But on the other end of the spectrum here, we've got a winter tire, and hopefully everybody's starting to take these off from up north, because this rubber mix is designed for colder temperatures, and all these tread design features make it so it has biting edges in snow. But it's not appropriate for these hotter temperatures. It's time to change over to either your summer or all-season tires right here in the middle. These tires are designed with a blend of performances so that they kind of cover a little bit of the winter and a little bit of the summer, and they kind of maximize things like wear life. So each one of them has a different reason for existence, but they're all appropriate. You can get more information on MichelinMan.com, and it's really important to remember that no matter what the tire is that's right for your vehicle in your season, it's important to take care of them so that they can take care of you. So I have a $1.69 investment in this tread pressure gauge and a penny here that can help you check your tread depth. Go to MichelinMan.com and you can learn how to use both of them to ensure your family's safety this summer.
Great. Sarah Robinson answered all my questions.
That's it, yeah. And it's simple stuff. Sarah, thank you so much. And it's not too late to be thinking about that now. You know, even if you have the road trip starting on Monday, you know, those are things that you can check on today.
And tire pressure is so important.
Huge, mileage-wise, too, efficiency.
Yeah, and safety, everything. So, yeah, some great tips. And make sure you know what you're doing and your car's ready to go before you hit the road, because there's a lot to think about, not just the kids in the back seat, but what's ahead of you, like the weather and the possibility for severe weather and the flood threat.
So we're going to cover all of that for you coming up here on Weather Center Live. Talk about that flooding, that severe weather that's going to impact your outdoor plans. What to do, your plan B, coming up.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under fair skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 77. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.